Are you ready financially to leap into your own business, to move from a professional or an employee into entrepreneurship? If you're not financially ready, financially secured for that move, you'll find yourself in a lot of problems, chasing your tail as it will, always on the hustle, always distracted, focused on making money to make ends meet and to pay bills. So a very necessary step in this transition is to ensure you build a financial safety net. There are simple ways and complex ways to do that. And the most simpler way involves 3 steps. When I started my firm, I ensured that I had a financial cushion to fall back on so that I wouldn't be stressed out, worried about making ends meet and where money will come from. At least 3 to 6 months of cover, depending on how the expenses run. So it's important for you to consider building a safety net. And the first step in building that safety net is to calculate your monthly expenses. Sit down and work out everything that you spend money on or that you need to spend money on a monthly basis. Would include the rent, your mortgage, loans, any commitments that you may have, food, utilities, all these expenses surrounding your family, insurances. Make sure you work out these expenses, not only for you personally, but also for running the business, because you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you might cover yourself personally in terms of expenses, but you didn't cater for anything concerning your business. Or you only cover for expenses concerning the business and it didn't cover or cater for your personal expenses, your family expenses, paying yourself. That leads me straight into the second point, and that is ensuring that you also calculate your startup costs. So when you're working out your monthly expenses, you have to cater for your startup costs, which will involve cost of equipment and items, any gadgets, anything that you would use to operate your business. If you are renting a space, your lease expenses, utilities, if you have an assistant or staff, cost of salaries, all of these things you have to cater. Your startup costs, your marketing, the cost to set up your platforms, your website, to get your branding work done. All of those are startup costs that you have to cater for. And if you cater and you calculate correctly, that will also factor into your monthly expense calculations. So make sure that you calculate your expenses, your living and personal expenses, the business operational expenses, and number 2, the startup costs for running and operating the business. And once you have those costs, you need to prepare at least 3 to 6 months spending plan, savings and spending plan, because you want to ensure that you have this cushion and you have your bases covered. So even before you decide to leave, you should have the savings plan in place so that you know that while you're employed gainfully, you create a savings plan to help you make this financial safety net, this buffer that you need when you eventually decide to launch. And if you decide, well, I give myself a target of 1 year before I want to transition, activate your savings plan. That would involve you becoming disciplined in how you spend your salaried money. So all the vices and habits that you have for spending, you clamp down on that, cut them out. The extra $5 and $10 that you spend on your coffee fix or unnecessary subscriptions that you pay for on a monthly basis, but you don't really utilize, or it's not bringing much value to your life. You cut out those subscriptions. Anything that will cause you to spend unnecessary money. You might be eating out once a week, twice a week. Reduce it maybe to once every 2 weeks or once a month. All these little things add up, and when you see how much money you actually spend on habits and rituals, then traditional stuff, things that you think you have to do. Once you can see the savings from that, those savings will contribute significantly towards building your safety net to enable it to transition smoothly. Financial safety net is the foundation of your business success. One of the pillars of that foundation of your business success. Many new entrepreneurs, people thinking about becoming entrepreneurs, new business owners, many of us underestimate the importance of a financial safety net. We want to think that we start a business, we come with a good service, we market and promote it, and automatically people will come to us, customers will come and purchase our services or products. And we don't take into consideration that as a new business, you have to have time to build credibility, to build presence, to build familiarity so that people will trust your business or your service, trust you buying your products. We don't consider that these are the factors that go into a sustainable business. So you launch today and you think you're going to have immediate success, and that's not the case. Sometimes your business takes a couple months before you close the first sale, depending on the type of business, or for you to break even, for you to start making, a profit at least. So a financial safety net provides that cushion, gives you the peace of mind, operate, to grow your services, to focus on building the business, building the machinery of your business, meaning systems and getting all your systems working well, giving you space to recruit or to hire if necessary, so that you don't have the stress of focusing on where am I going to find the funding to cover my basic expenses. And that elimination of that little worry is such a boost to the development of your business, and many entrepreneurs underestimate that peace of mind. That peace of mind is intangible. That's something you could touch, but it's something you can feel. Feel it emotionally. You don't stress out yourself. You sleep well at night. Your brain have more space to think and to focus on the productive aspects of growing your business. So remember, calculate your monthly expenses. Ensure you're covering everything. Also, calculate your startup expenses, costs for equipment and tools and every item that would go into operating and running your business. And third, create that savings and spending plan, at least 3 to 6 months. And if you do these things, then you would be well on your way, better prepared to making a successful transition from a professional or an employee into entrepreneurship. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Coaching in the Car. If you found this useful, share this video with your colleagues, share it with your people. I want to encourage you to like the video and share it. Your support helps me continue producing this content daily. I also post every morning on LinkedIn, where I share more in detail on the topic that I discuss in the video. The link for my LinkedIn profile will be in the show notes below. Every Sunday morning, I produce a newsletter where I expand on all of these concepts in greater detail. You can find the link for my newsletter, Becoming an Entrepreneur, on my website. And I have my new book, which is out and available on Amazon. It's called Becoming an Entrepreneur Beginner's Guide, where I have packed that book with so much of steps, practical steps and strategies and tactics. I walk you through how to set things up and how to go about doing things and what you should be considering in starting your business. The link for all these tools that I've made available that I put out in the show notes below. Thanks again. Put the strategies into use. Like and share the video, and I look forward to seeing you again on another episode of Coaching in the Car. Until next time, peace.